What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to another Bowling by Jason Belmonte ball review. But before we get to the video, I actually want to show you something really cool that I just got in the mail. Check this out. All right. How about that? Take a look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Chad McLean from Storm, he recently posted about this on his Instagram that these were available to buy, and I got one because I had this feeling that a lot of people are probably going to get the same idea and try to get these, and I just get this feeling at the pit of my gut that tells me that they're going to end up out of stock. I don't know why. So I got one before, if that ever does happen, well, I got one before it does happen. So yeah, the Clear Storm spare ball in miniature form. It is the coolest thing ever, and it's the original one too. I mean, as you can tell, the classic S logo. There's no Belmo logo on it, and very small actually. Take a look at the size comparison. Actually, there I have the white Belmo spare ball next to this thing, and my God, this thing is small in comparison. So it's really cool though. It's awesome. It's really nice collectible kind of thing. It's actually kind of like the shape of a snow globe now that I think about it, but obviously you can't shake it and it doesn't do anything. But yeah, really, really awesome. And honestly, when I see this, the first word that comes to mind is potential, because this honestly could become a collector's type of thing. I literally believe that I think that they could actually come up with something for this. Like they could make the red one, the blue one, the black one, the gold one, the pink breast cancer one. I think that they could actually make it happen. I mean, if they did this, then it is possible. And, you know, like, I think it would really be a cool collector's type of thing. I'd buy into that. And, you know, for those of you who had the hopes and dreams of being able to own, like, the regular normal size spare ball, but couldn't because it's either impossible to find or or if it's just too expensive, well, now you have a cheaper alternative. The only downside is you won't be able to actually use it. And no, this isn't for candle pin bowling or whatever they call that, or duck pin bowling. I don't know. You know, like that type of bowling with the really skinny looking pins. This is not for that, just so you know. It's just for display. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. And also, yes, it is available to buy. You have to go on the Storm page to find it. I can't remember where, but it is on the Storm page. You'll find it there. They have like a little section where you can like buy stuff that they have a little store in there now. So, but yeah, anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys, at the Clear Storm spare ball. And if any of you are wondering the size of the thing or what it looked like, there you go. So now let's get on with the video. So we are going to be looking at the exotic gem. It is here. This is actually a really nice one. I like it. This is one I like, finally a new ball that I'm actually interested in. I didn't buy it in real life, but I kind of did want to, but at the same time I didn't want to, because I thought to myself, well, it's a pearl asymmetrical. The shape looks good. The length looks good. It looks like something for me that I could probably use, but I had to fight with myself, like telling myself, nah, don't do it. Don't do it. You already have the nuclear cell. It is a fantastic ball, and that ball for me is like 2-in-1. It's great on the fresh, and it's great when the lanes start to dry up. So I told myself, nah, maybe I don't need it, especially because looking at it, you know, I've seen videos on it, and it's very bright and flashy when it's turning down the lane, and I have a problem with that. The colors cannot be too round and flashy, because it becomes a little difficult for me to see the ball when it's rolling down the lane, like see where it grabs at the friction, how it turns and all that. It becomes a distraction, kind of like the RST X3. So yeah, I know that sounds dumb, but colors do actually play a part in helping you see the rotation and all that stuff, but believe it or not. So anyway, yeah, the power on this thing for 7 out of 10, the hook almost at the maximum, 9.5 out of 10, and the length is at 5.5 out of 10, I guess. So yeah, that's what it looks like before we put the power, but we're gonna go ahead and max it out. All right, there we go, maximum power. Let's do this. All right, set it up to two-handed. We got our setup, 600 reps, 45 and 10, perfect. Okay, so yeah, look at that. That is every new ball that has come out since they have come back. So, well, since the team has come back. The Summit, the Revenant, the DNA, and the exotic gem. Out of all of them, the DNA being the strongest, which is crazy because in real life it is nothing like that. So let's get this thing started with none other than Big Ben and see what we get. All right, I'm making guesses here. I'm going to go for 25. Okay, so it's surprisingly a little bit early. It's got a bit of an early hook to it. At least that's what I see. which is crazy because this is a pearl ball. Yeah, wow, this thing is strong. I can't deny that. Gonna move to 28 because that was a high hit. And wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, we got another strong ball on our hands, guys. All right, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna move to 30. Nice shot. That's the hit right there, 30. Wow. Let's see actually what I had. Yeah, 37 with this DNA. So there you go. That's a big difference right there between Exotic Gem, DNA. Let's try the Summit. Yeah, you can see this ball is way earlier. You can definitely tell. Look at this. Now, it's a little lengthier than the Summit and the DNA. Rightfully so, it's a pearl ball, right? But it looks, for a pearl ball, it looks pretty early, which is kind of nice. It's easy to read. And that's what I saw in real life, too, so they got that down pretty accurately. I like that. Let's move along to Stonehenge and see what we can get out of that. So, again, because of this ball being what it is, I'm going to go crazy and just go to 35. Yeah, nothing fancy. Seems like your normal, average, strong-looking ball. Doesn't have hole to it. Man, but it has power now that we, like, well, I don't know what it would have looked like if we didn't increase the power, but I imagine it still would have been strong anyway. And look at that. So it definitely doesn't return if you miss too far to the right. And it looks like you have to be kind of accurate with this ball, too. Let's try the Revenant, just to see what we get. And there's your big difference maker right there. So the Revenant is very weak. It's the weakest of all of them. Look at that. See that? The big difference right there. So the Exotic Gem, I would say, like, compared to a bunch of the other strong balls, like, say, okay, let's try this actually. Let's say we had the rack full of all the strongest stuff, right? Like the UFO, get the Revenant off of here. Like the, let's see, keep going down the list here. What else do we got that's really strong? The Crux Prime, the, I don't know, the Halo, the Gravity Evolve. What else do we got? We got the Sherlock. We've got, I think that's pretty much it, actually. Yeah, pretty much your strong stuff, the strongest stuff in the game, right? I would say that the Exotic Gem would probably be somewhere in the middle of that. Simply because, you know, it mainly comes down to how strong the hook is, like that back end. For example, let's say, here we are in the Statue of Liberty pattern, right? Let's get on 35. See how early that was? And this ball, like, that was a bad shot, let's be honest, but the ball still got back. Or how about the DNA? Look at that. How far left we got to be, right? Early. Digs into the lane. But the Exotic Gem, if we got on, like, 35 or something, right? It's good. It's got some, it's a little more lengthy. You could see it doesn't dig, but it's pretty, it's still, you can see it has some early read to it, which is crazy because it's a pearl ball. But it's, and you know, the hook isn't necessarily anything crazy. It's pretty rounded, but it has push. Look at that. See? Nothing fancy. So I would put this ball, like, out of all the strong stuff, it would probably be somewhere in the middle. Maybe even just a little below the middle. Because, I mean, I would say that the UFO and the Crux Prime are probably a lot stronger. So, and this being a pearl ball, obviously it's going to be lengthier than all of them. And, yeah, the hook isn't necessarily anything fancy, but in real life, it is a fantastic ball. It's something I would definitely go for. I can see the length, I can see the shape, all of that, but the colors, I'm not so sure. But that's how that would stack up against all the strong stuff. That's where I would put it. So, yeah. And then, like, if we're just counting all the new stuff that you see here, it would definitely be third. Because obviously the DNA being the earliest and the strongest of the, well, mainly the earliest of all of them, and then the Summit being in second, I would say. The Exotic Gem would be third and all that, and the Revenant being the weakest. So, now that we know that, what it kind of looked like on the Eiffel Tower. Let's move to some other stuff. And I know a lot of you wanted to see, we're probably curious about how this stuff looked on red square. Oh man, I didn't even want to try because I hate this pattern. But I'll give it a go. Just a couple of tries here. See that? Wow. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Get on 30 again. Man, how am I going to get this to push out? And if I do get this to push out, look. It's probably... Wow, dude, this is unbelievable. No room to make errors, and I don't know what I just did there. Okay, anyway. Yeah, let's see, the Revenant. That makes sense, because it's the lengthiest of all of them. Let's do that one more time. From 19, get a little more further out to the right. Yeah, that's like a fever pitch on Taj Mahal right there. Go back to 30, get this exotic gem in there. Yeah, there's that length. There is that length. It makes this ball look like it's got some length to it. And no room to miss. Let's just try from 19 and see what happens. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's what that looks like on red square. Move to 22. Whew! Wow, living on the edge, man. That's crazy. That's what that looks like on red square. I'm not going back to that. No way. I'm done. Let's go to Boardwalk. Go to 30 again, just to see what happens. Oh yeah, immediately responds to that friction. And just takes a wicked turn to the left. That looks nice. I like that. Let's see the DNA in comparison. You have to be on 35 with the DNA to get it there. Compared to this thing, see that 5 board difference? That's insane. How about the Summit? Big differences between these 4, I gotta tell you. And there goes the Revenant, showing us that it is the weakest of the 4. That's better. Yeah. This thing kind of looks like a High Road X, I swear, now that I'm looking at it more. Okay, so that's what it looks like on Boardwalk. Let's get on this crazy arsenic pattern, 41 feet, ratio 1.36. That reminds me of my nuclear cell. Let's grab the nuclear cell. Watch this. Finally, I found it. Wow. Okay, this ball, it is impossible, almost impossible to strike on this pattern with this ball. So that shows you that this ball does not belong on this pattern. But that reminds me of a nuclear cell. Take a look. 14, maybe 15. Make sure that I got the right setup. See that? Almost similar. All right, now let's get on this easy street. I imagine this ball would be good for this pattern. I mean, it's looking pretty lengthy on the heavier stuff. Oh yeah. We're going to have to move to the left again. But how far to the left? Go to 39. Man, this pattern makes every ball look early, I'm telling you. Like, even the Revenant. See, you even have to be on 35 with this Revenant. That's insane. Let's get to 40. Oh, here we go again with the moving to the far left. And there she is. Okay, 43, 42 and a half, I would say. Yeah, 43-ish. I wish they would, like, you know, release an update where they start adding more numbers here, because it's, I don't even know after this. See, 39, numbers disappear after that. I really wish they would do that. But anyway, yeah, that's the exotic gem on this pattern, at least. But you got to be careful with this one, because it's that kind of ball where you got to be accurate with it. You can't mess up. Okay, you guys, so that was the exotic gem. Honestly, in the end, I would say nothing really fancy, but it definitely, they definitely did a good job in terms of accuracy. It definitely looks like, I've seen videos of the exotic gem. I've never thrown it in real life, but I've seen videos, and this ball definitely looks like what I see in the videos. So, not bad, but when it comes to all the strong stuff in this game, like I said, it fits somewhere probably in the middle. Maybe just a little below the middle because of its length. It doesn't have like the strongest looking hook reaction to it. And that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. But that's really, where I stand with this. So not bad. Glad to see it in the game. I imagine we're probably not going to see the gem, even though we should be, because I think it's still on the market, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. I wonder what's next. Is the magic gem next? I don't know. But interesting. Interesting indeed. So, that was the exotic gem for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. And now, let's see how much time we have left till the next one. 50 hours. So, there you go. The exotic gem, I imagine, will be available for you guys to get. I'm going to assume it's going to be available on the 9th. So, I mean, I know a lot of you have been asking me, how do you get these? Like, I don't see them available anywhere. And honestly, they should show up for you. I mean, you go on the promotions and they should pop up like that for you to be available to buy. For me, it's not showing up because obviously I already have it. But yeah, it should show up for you. So, I don't know what's going on. But anyway. I'm Frank the Tank. That was the exotic gem. Hope you guys enjoyed. And this was the little miniature Clear Storm white spare ball. So, yeah. See you guys next Friday. Peace.